Greetings from a very roasty, toasty Northern Ireland. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the burning effigies all across Northern Ireland at this time. If you're unfamiliar or if you're unsure what the 11th night is or what the Battle of Boyne is and the celebrations that precede it, today is Northern Ireland's 4th of July. America, just to give you some context on that, and they have made their sentiments crystal clear with some lovely effigies that were very recently immolated. And can you believe this is the part that people are disgusted by? This? Not everything that led to someone wanting to do this, but whatever. I'm not getting into politics yet. Yes, hello everyone, welcome. My name is Jake Monroe, and today we're going to be talking about goths and stuff because I'm very educated on the topic, annoyingly so, much to the chagrin of my quote-unquote peers. This is a minor discomfort, which I'm going to make sure is an absolute pain in the ass by the time I'm done here. Not necessarily in this video, just in general. But let's get into it! Said I wasn't going to get political. Other than everything is these days, isn't it? Which is exactly why goth should not be. Since we like to reiterate the fact that being goth is to reject societal norms, if societal norms is that everything is political and subcultures are for some reason being hijacked by self-righteous leftist ideologues, shouldn't we be rejecting stuff like that? This type of authoritarianism? This hyper-politicization of everything? I don't know, leave a comment down below. Seriously, leave a comment down below. If goth is political, whose politics does it serve, and why? And then explain how that's anti-establishment, because I know you're going to draw the punk connection, which is naturally anti-establishment. So if you're pro-leftist politics for goth, that would make you pro-establishment. Goth girl is popular, apparently. That's a popular thing to look at. Goth baddies gat? Why is it recommending goth egg, the porn star? I mean, here's another thing. The societal norm at the moment is for goth chicks to be online, to sexualize themselves beyond literally any other attribute they could possibly possess. So wouldn't fighting the societal norm be to reject this kind of thing? Wouldn't it be different? Wouldn't it be countercultural? Wouldn't it be rebellion for a goth chick to, I don't know, have some modesty perhaps? Don't bounce your titties online for strange men you don't know. Here's a massive deterrent. What if it's a Trump supporter? What if there's a Trump supporter out there that just loves bouncy goth titties and he's looking? I know how you guys like to exclude Trump supporters and conservatives from everything. Exclude them from your titties. Make sure that there's not a chance that could possibly happen by just not showing them. Unless, of course, you just admit that you don't care. That there's nothing you can really do to stop conservatives and Trump supporters from enjoying the things that they want to enjoy without you yourselves having to make some sacrifices to make that happen, or instating some sort of authoritarian club that does thorough background checks, or just not holding any goth clubs or events or meetups or anything just in case a covert conservative goth shows up. You don't want to support that shit. It's not enough to say it, okay? It's not enough to just say they're not allowed into your culture, your subculture. You have to commit. Come on, let's commit. Let's make sure. Put your money where your big stupid mouth is. Close everything down until we can find the perpetrators. Oh, it's all just moral posturing. It's completely baseless. It's all just ridiculous performative virtue signaling. Who'd have thought? There's a lot of AI in here. Speaking of AI... No, I'm not gonna get into the whole Mecha Hitler thing that happened on X, because that was hilarious. Kind of left a lot of us who were sort of already in the know like this. Welcome to the party, pal! That's kind of how we felt for the past couple of days. Look at this bouncing stare into her dead eyes. Look at these eyes. Stare into them. Her dad must be somewhere. Head in his hands. Where did I go wrong? Could have been the milk that you never returned with. Red Bull gives you wings. That's like, what, 5 words? Red Bull gives you wings. And you f***ed up every single lip sync? Of course we got the ankh on the head. Did we really expect anything good here? And the pioneers of goth, even as far back as the Doors, right? Trust me on that one. Seriously, trust me on that one. We're formulating their incredibly artistic, literary, intellectual experiences, combining them with their musical expression and their desire to do something truly unique and different. Do you think whenever these gods were putting this stuff together to put their mark on the world, do you think they foresaw goth chicks acting like this in 2025? Do you think maybe that if they did, they just would have put their instruments down and just been like, oh, no, we don't really need that. Think of the amount of rock stars that would still be around because they just wouldn't have been in a band, had access to the drugs that they had access to, and killed themselves at an early age of 27 in pursuit of dark, expressive, intellectual music that explores the human psyche and the macabre and the tragic and the romantic. All of this completely gone because they were able to take a peek into the future of this subculture that had not yet formed until roughly 1982. Lives saved. Fathers, shame, saved. Just less big bouncy goth titties on Instagram. This is what goth culture has been reduced to, man. It's split into two. Goth subcultures has been split entirely into a dichotomy of the exact same label. You could argue three, but I'm not going to go down that route just yet because it's a little more abstract. There's more nuance to it, but there are two stock sides to this goth duality. One is this airheaded, vacuous, vapid bimbo bouncing her stupid inflatable titties online, trying to catch as many unsuspecting men as possible for her OnlyFans so that she can pay rent. Don't think about it too hard. It's super depressing. Goths following trends and doing dances in their room. Like, this is what they did in clubs and stuff. This is what they do in clubs. This is what goths do. They do these dances. And then there's like the elder goths that just kind of do it. They go to the clubs occasionally, but they just kind of are it. I'm 34. I'm roughly entering the beginning stages of quote-unquote elder goth. I've been doing this for about 20 years. About 20 years ago, I first put on eyeliner. Seriously. 20 years I've been doing this. Much to the uneducated assumption that I just sort of picked this up for the money and stuff. For the fame and bitches. I have actually been doing this authentically for a very, very long time. Contextual to my own lifespan and also a lot of other people out there. A lot. Most, I would say. So if it wasn't for this channel, I would also just be existing as a goth. It's about the books and the architecture and the music and the bands and the fashion and all these things combined. And then there's everything that's not that. It is a trend to some people. Now, I'm not gonna be the kind of person, the kind of goth who says you're not a goth. That's not my business. You literally can't say that. I mean, you literally can. What I'm saying is there's no way you can strip someone of their gothness by saying they're not one. No one has that authority, man. Not even Robert Smith could come in here and say that I'm not a goth. His perception of goth is probably one from like late 70s, early 80s. It's not the region from which I got into goth. It's a different place entirely. And hell, even he was inspired by other things to be one, regardless of music. That's a weird one. Explain that. The original goth pioneers, there was no such thing as goth. So what were they doing? What were they? What inspired them? Because they were obviously goth at first, before the name even existed. They're making music for goths. So what inspired them? Proves my point, kind of, a little bit, doesn't it? That it's more than the music. It's definitely more than the music. Yes, then the other side really is just sort of OnlyFans and hashtag goth for views. And like, so what do I fall into? What category does Jake Monroe fall into? Both. Because to be perfectly honest, folks, sometimes for things to be said, you have to break a couple of rules. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. You want that omelet, but breaking eggs goes against omelet etiquette. It doesn't matter. We need an omelet. The omelet needs to be made. We got to break those eggs. I know people are gonna keep calling out the contradiction of breaking the eggs, but hey, did we not get an omelet at the end of it? Does it really matter? Are people following? Nirvana. It's the weirdest thing, man. And, you know, this is in regards to all these elitist goths over the years that have been like, it's about the music and nothing else. It's about the music and literally nothing else. Why is the music always the thing that no one is using? You know, it's the contacts and the hair and the makeup and the outfits, costumes, I guess, the fishnets and the backgrounds of the aesthetics. It's everything, but the music's never used. What is this about? It was always this insistence upon me that was like, it's the music and nothing else. Then why is no one ever using the music? Like, why? There's lots of it, and to what you keep saying, it's amazing. It's the best. And then when the music is being used, it's like 1 or 2 tracks that you've heard a million times. Like, does anyone actually listen or like go into what elitists have deemed the quintessential, the definitive goth music? Has anyone actually gone through it and listened to it? Or do people just say they have? Look, you don't need to listen to that stuff to be a goth, okay? What I'm insisting upon here is the fact that elitists for the longest time and gatekeepers for the longest time on this very internet for nearly 2 decades, they have been talking about, insisting upon, constantly reiterating that goth is about the music and nothing else, which to me made 0 sense, utterly 0 sense. Objectively makes no sense, observably makes no sense, logically makes no sense. So I was like, okay, so why is the music always the only thing that's constantly left out of every online representation of goth? Why is it never there? And when it is, it's always the same song. This is like the antithesis of what goth even is, right? Individuality, being different, being unique. Like, even if you were using a goth song in a TikTok or an Instagram reel or whatever, you're then using the same song that everyone else is using. You're following trends. Goth doesn't really have a lot of rules, so to speak. It more just has a core ethos belief system, one of which is constantly reiterated in books. That it's about individualism, individuality, uniqueness, originality, not wanting to fall in with the crowd, wanting to be different, wanting to stand out at all costs, even to the detriment of the wielder of goth, to be unique and different. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's like a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I'm struggling to find enough time to like unify it into a coherent 10-minute video. I'm using the impulses that are generated by reactionary content in order to get some of my knowledge out. But I need to think. I'm doing like a million things at the moment, so I'm kind of scatterbrained. But this concept of uniqueness and originality and rejection of trying to fit in with other people, to agree with everyone's status quo. These are just something that you just are. And for the fucking record, I was doing this before Jared Leto, by the way. Here's a picture from like 2010. It's like February 2010. Doing the Joker thing. I was doing it way before Jared Leto was. I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's really hot. I'm tired, and I've been working on like 4 different songs, okay? So forgive me for this. I just didn't have a video for Friday, and I had to record one. But yes, if you truly want to understand the true meaning of Christmas, goth, it's not about the music, or what has been deemed the music, whatever the f that is. What a nebulous concept. It's about the core beliefs that are originality, uniqueness, the rejection of societal norms, which are regional, by the way. What's societally normal in California is not societally normal in the south of France, for example. What's societally normal in the rural areas in the countryside of England is not the societal normal that you'll find in northern city hellscapes like Manchester. Everyone's societal norms are going to be subjective and different. They're not going to be your societal norms. Expecting everyone to reject your version of societal norms is pretty fucking stupid. It's about the love and appreciation and in a lot of cases, the obsession with human lore. Tragic, macabre, dark human lore. Unrequited love, loss, horror, darkness, bleakness, depression, occultism, actually. These are all themes that were at the very heart of the original formation of goth as a subculture. These existed before the bands. The bands were obsessed with these things and then put it into their music. It predates them. Sure, post-punk and punk were there, but that was for the like, okay, well, now we know what it can potentially sound like. That's what it's going to sound like. But what's it going to be about? What's goth going to be? What's its core? What's the meaning of it? I had a great day today because I made it a great day, and I'll catch all of you next time. Okay? Bye-bye then.
Bye.